Hi, I'm Erika. My channel is about personal finance, but today I thought I'd switch things up just a little and give you a tour of my apartment in Tokyo. It's going to be a bit different from my normally purely financial videos, but I thought it would be a good way to show you a bit of my life in Japan. I'll also show you some cool Japan-specific features of the apartment, and of course I'm going to sneak in a financial lesson in there too. I live in a part of Tokyo called Ginza. This area is famous for shopping, which is ironic because since I'm a financial minimalist, I really don't shop. I think in my 2 years of living here, the only shopping I've done is at Uniqlo, probably twice in the past 2 years. The entrance is pretty normal, but then you get to the elevator and notice something weird. There's only 2 floor choices. It's because I live in an office building where floors 1 through 10 are offices and just the 11th floor is for residents. So welcome to my apartment. Since we're in Japan, you always take your shoes off at the entrance. So to the first door, here's my office. It's really simple. I just have 2 chair choices I alternate between. This is an IKEA stool, and sometimes if I want to make it more comfortable, I put this pillow on it. And this is a yoga ball. I think it's good for my back. I've never really liked spending money, so even when it comes to my apartment, most of the things you see I got for free or for very cheap from Craigslist. This desk was free, thank you Shirley, and this table was from Craigslist. Because I realized I don't really care, as long as it's functional, it's good enough for me. A lot of times there's this temptation to buy expensive items to furnish your home, but what I've realized is that it's really not necessary. You don't need expensive items, just focus on functional, and if you keep things minimal, it'll turn out pretty nicely. Next, you have the bathroom. Japanese toilets are very high-tech, so I don't actually use all of the features, but one thing I like is that you don't have to flush it yourself. It just flushes automatically since it has this motion sensor, so once you get off the seat, it'll flush for you. It also has a heated toilet seat and some other cool features like 3 different cleaning features, and you can change the position and you can change the power, but I don't really use those. Next is the living room. You'll probably recognize it because it's where I film all of my YouTube videos. I think my values have definitely changed as I've gotten older, partly out of necessity because when I graduated from law school, I had over $200,000 of student loans, so it was really important for me to keep this broke student mentality and keep living very frugally so that I could afford to pay down that debt very quickly. Now, even though I'm done paying off those student loans, that broke student mentality has become such a part of who I am that even though I don't feel the need to go out and buy every single item I see. And to me, that's what financial minimalism is. It's spending on the things that you need and the things that you really value, but then not spending on anything else, not spending frivolously just because you're bored or you want to impress someone. One of my favorite quotes sums it up pretty nicely. We buy things we don't need with money we don't have to impress people we don't even like. I wouldn't say I'm extremely frugal, but I prioritize on what I want to spend on, and the things I don't really care about, I don't spend on them. In law school, I was definitely more on the extreme end of frugal. I used to actually break each tissue in half so the tissue box would last twice as long. I'm definitely not on that level anymore, but I still try to keep my spending on material items pretty low. I'll show you what I mean. This couch is from Nitori, which is basically the equivalent of IKEA here in Japan, so pretty cheap. The coffee table was for free from a friend who was moving, and the TV stand was also for free. This lamp is by far the most expensive item in here. It even has its own Wikipedia page and you can find tons of articles on it. You've probably seen it in Iron Man and Mad Men and James Bond movies. But guess what? Also got it for free. We had a bunch of points on a credit card that couldn't be redeemed for travel, so we redeemed the points for this. I promised I'd sneak a financial lesson into this, so here it is. One of the most important skills you can have is knowing how to negotiate. Whether it's negotiating to earn more money, so negotiating a raise or negotiating your salary for a new job, or to save more money, so negotiating the price down on an item, it's really going to help your finances over the long run. So this table, I actually negotiated to get it for free. This was my first non-Craigslist piece of furniture I bought. And when I moved it to Japan, it got a large dent in it. So I negotiated with the insurance agent for the moving company and ended up getting this table for free. My fridge is also free because I negotiated it to come with the apartment. So now when I move, I can take it with me. So obviously I'm a lawyer, so I have to be good at negotiating. But negotiating is just like any other skill. The more you practice it, the better you'll get at it. And of course, the first few times that you try to negotiate something, it's going to be awkward and uncomfortable. But the more you do it, the better you'll get at it. And before you know it, you'll become a natural. I always think of negotiating in terms of worst case scenario. When I wanted this fridge, what was the worst case scenario in me asking the landlord for it? The worst case scenario is that he would have said no. And then I would just be in the same place that I was in if I hadn't asked him. But the best case scenario, which is obviously what happened, is that he could say yes. So if you want me to do an actual full-length video on negotiating, let me know in the comments below. All right, that was the sneak-in financial lesson. Now back to the apartment tour. Okay, so next we have the kitchen. Not much to see, but here's my favorite appliance, the rice cooker. I'm half Japanese, so rice is basically a necessity in my life. Next, let me show you the second floor. There's actually a fake balcony up here. I don't know how to access it. I have some theories, but actually I don't know. I think they just maybe messed up when they were building it. So here's the bathroom. The washer is cool because unlike in the US where you usually have a separate washer and dryer, this is all in one. So you put your clothes in there, it washes them, and then it dries them and you're done. This is probably another Japan specific thing, but you always shower first and then you take the bath. If you look, the bath doesn't have a faucet, so if you want a bath, all you have to do is plug it in and press the button. You have other choices, like you can pick the temperature of your bath, so it'll keep it at that temperature constantly. And the best part is you don't have to keep an eye on it. You plug it in, press the button, and when it's done, even if you're downstairs, it'll play this little song for you to let you know it's finished. You can also set how much you want to fill it, and you can reserve the time you want a bath. So if you want a bath ready for you when you get home at 6 p.m., you press this. There's also a voice feature where if you're in the living room, you can talk to whoever is in the bath.
Yes.
Oh, hi, how's your bath?
Great.
Okay, good, talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye. But I've never used it since I don't really see the point. Finally, here's the bedroom. Not much to talk about here, it's a bedroom. My favorite thing is at night, exactly at 10 p.m., you'll see all of the office lights go off. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed my apartment tour in Tokyo. If you liked it, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe. And I'll see you next Tuesday where we'll go back to our purely financial videos. Thank you for taking the time to watch.